if I die, you must contact Uncle Floyd.
After listening to Floyd Shivambu's interview on the Season Pofu's podcast, it is clear now that the two despise each other. Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu no longer have the same relationship that we used to know. At one point, these were coined the best buddies, the best partners in crime. But now, it seems like they are more on the side of the enemies. This was confirmed when Floyd Shivambu referred to the relationship of him and Julius Malema as just political. And if you remember well, when Julius Malema went on the SABC interview, he said that the relationship between him and Floyd Shivambu was just organizational.
I don't have anything to do with him.
No friendship anymore.
No. I don't. What brought us together was a common purpose. We met in the trenches. We didn't meet in a club. We didn't meet at church. We didn't fall into love with each other at the university in the same class. What brought us together was sharing the common agenda for the revolution. And once we start seeing things together, differently, what brought together no longer exists, and there's no need for me to be having any kind of relationship.
If you put the organizational part aside, it means that there's nothing that brings the two brothers together. At one point, they were very close. You wouldn't see Julius without seeing Floyd Shivambu. But today, the guys are coming out and saying that there's nothing between us except the fact that we were members of the same party. We were in politics. I would like to play a video that was taken just after their 10th year anniversary, where Julius Malema was speaking about the relationship between him and Floyd Shivambu. But before that, there is something that Floyd said and which was really interesting. Floyd says that I contributed to EFF massively, and he goes on to say that it is not a secret that I conceptualized the EFF. I came up with the reference of commissioners, and I also came up with the name Commander-in-Chief. So basically, Floyd says that if you refer to Julius as the Commander-in-Chief, the CIC, just remember that I am the one who came up with that name. Floyd also says that he came up with the 7 cardinal pillars, the founding manifesto, and its key documents. Finally, on the part of Floyd Shivambu, he said something about his departure to say that when I was about to leave, I was not the only one who knew about this information. Before even Julius Malema could know about the fact that I'm leaving, before he could receive that letter, there were a lot of leaders that knew about that in the organization. And the same leaders pleaded with me to say that do not tell the CIC that before you told him, before you sent him that resignation letter, we were aware of the fact that you want to leave, and some people wanted to leave with you, while on the other side, others pleaded with me not to resign. That point might actually be taken as Floyd Shivambu trying to cause division in the EFF. But let us focus on the important thing, which is the relationship between Floyd and Julius Malema. And this was Julius Malema's response on a question of his relationship and Floyd Shivambu. This is what he said last year.
Hey, you will have to slaughter cows for that fight to happen. It will never happen. That's what the enemy wishes for. He will speak for himself, but from where I'm sitting, I told my son, if I die, you must contact Uncle Floyd so that you guys work together in consultation with your mother on the program of the funeral. My son knows that. So I don't have anybody. Remember, I'm alone. When I was standing there on that thing that took me up there at the in the stadium there, I'm like that. I'm like, I was done. I was alone there. Like if you kill me, it's done. There's no any sibling, no parents, no nothing. So I'm like, for it not to be clumsy politically, you're going to have to consult Uncle Floyd. So you and Mom know that, okay, the EFF interests are well taken care of because we can't have a situation where there will be an infiltration. And then Floyd, they are even told not to speak at my funeral. And then uno tla ditsotsi tša ANC o tsebe gore they are very good at hijacking funerals. So why would I entrust someone with such a responsibility if I've got problems with? So there's nothing, man. Like, there's nothing even to justify, none whatsoever.
I don't think Julius would have said all those things if there was nothing, if there was no serious relationship between him and Floyd Shivambu. I believe that as time went on, their relationship started suffering. There could be a lot of factors that were involved in making sure that their relationship suffers. But you cannot go and tell me that these guys formed the EFF, they went on to challenge a lot of things together. They went on to build this organization together, deputy and president, for so many years, to be exact, 10 years. You cannot tell me that these guys stood next to each other. They went everywhere together. They did a lot of things together. You cannot come and tell me that it was just organizational. I think what is going on here is that these guys loved each other. They treated each other as brothers, as family. They believed in each other. And as time went on, especially before they went on to that 10th year anniversary, the relationship was rocky. There were a lot of problems in that relationship because even journalists were reporting that there is a division between Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu. So I think as time went on, they started separating. But you cannot come and tell us that these guys were just organizational members. There was nothing between them. It was just about organization. When Julius Malema was suspended by the ANC, Floyd Shivambu was not suspended. But it was Floyd Shivambu who decided that if they push my brother aside, I am going to resign and join my brother. That is when they formed the Economic Freedom Fighters. Today they are no longer friends. But the issue of saying that it was just organizational, it was just political, we cannot take that. What is playing out here is just damage control. Both brothers are just doing damage control. It is public relations to their image. Both of them don't want to seem like losers. That is why they would go on public and say that it was political or it was organizational. We can see that you guys loved each other. And in the end, nothing lasts forever. That is why your relationship suffered. And it is common that people can love each other, can be together, and they can separate at the end. That is how life goes. But for these comrades to go out there and say that there was nothing between us, if it was not for the organization, we wouldn't be here. It's more like being hypocrites, because we know that you guys liked each other. And back to that topic of saying that when I left, a lot of members knew about it. It is a question, if not to say that Floyd is trying to bring division. If indeed that happened, it means that there is a lot of uncertainty in the EFF. If members are afraid that we know about what you are doing, but don't tell Julius, it means that it is not only about Floyd Shivambu. A lot of members inside cannot be trusted.